There we go. There's recording. Again, my name's Adrienne Donovan, and tonight is our Monday night product call. We're glad you joined us. And you're probably on the call for one of several reasons. You are interested in Isagenix products and how they can help you. Or maybe you've just enrolled and are waiting for your pack to arrive and would like more information about the system and how the products work. Or maybe you've been on the products for a while now and you want to know why you're feeling so much better and how these products work. So I want you to think about what your goals are and what's the solution that you're looking for. Are you looking for weight loss, energy and performance, anti-aging, or wealth creation? Isagenix is a solution-based company and can address all those needs. So we won't be speaking about the business side of Isagenix tonight, as that is part of our Tuesday night business overview, but you are welcome to join us tomorrow night at the same time for that. So tonight I'm going to give you a little background about myself and how I got into Isagenix and what it did for me, and then go over the products and why we need Isagenix. And then I'm going to have my guest Erin join us near the end of the call and give us her testimony and what the products have done for her. So I was a former college athlete. I swam at East Carolina University, and I graduated with a degree in exercise sports science. So for the most part, I've always been very much into exercising and a healthy eater, but would always fall back on my exercise between swimming and running and fitness classes. However, over the last several years, I would say I've gotten into a bad cycle due to stress of just not eating so healthy, eating tons of sugary processed foods, and then over-exercising to compensate for that because I felt guilty. And then I would go exercise more and then eat more because I was hungry. So this was just a bad cycle, and I was felt miserable on the inside. So although I managed to look fit and healthy, it just wasn't feeling good. I was living off of coffee and sometimes wine at night. I felt exhausted, bloated, and I was sleeping horrible. And so this did go on for years. I was into pharmaceutical sales before I had the opportunity to stay home with my 3 children. They're age 9, 7, and 5, and our youngest happens to have Down syndrome. So when he was born, that caused a bit more stress in our lives, and I just kind of was living off my cycle of using exercise when I would eat these horrible foods and just stress eating. And I was starting to battle a little bit of anxiety and panic attacks, sleeping horrible at night. So coupled with the bad eating and the over-exercising, I was just worn out on the inside and kind of trying to keep it all together. I was a stay-at-home mom with 3 little kids, and I looked healthy on the outside, but I was literally crumbling on the inside. So fast forward to January of 2013, my friend Jessica Johnston messaged me about Isagenix on Facebook, and I flat out ignored her for a year. I'd never messaged her back for a year because I just thought, either she wants me to sell it or I don't have time for that, and I kind of thought, I can find something myself for nutrition reasons. I'm okay right now. I can handle this. I don't need it. In reality, I totally did. And, a year went by, still the same cycle. And in February of this year, I saw a picture on Instagram of a friend who was feeling wonderful on this program called Isagenix. And I remembered the name, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to message Jessica and see if this is something that's going to make me feel better. Give it a try. I was somewhat interested in the business side, so I thought, my husband needs to lose some weight. Let's see what this is all about. So after doing some research, I wanted to make sure the products weren't anything crazy. I ended up enrolling on a President's Pack, and he enrolled on a 30-day pack, and within days, we felt a huge difference. We just sleeping better for the first time in a long time. I was sleeping through the night, which was huge for me. I had so much energy. I was waking up in the morning just kind of like popping out of bed, where before my oldest was having to drag me out of bed in the morning to get to the bus stop. With my exercise, I actually wanted to exercise because I know it's good for me, not because I ate bad the night before and my guilty eating and that kind of thing. I had energy to just go out and exercise. It was a fun thing. It wasn't something I just ate pizza, now I need to go run 5 miles. So I would say, within weeks we noticed our clothes fitting much looser. I had tone. I had worked out for years and never got toned like that. And just putting all that hard work in and not really seeing the results that I wanted to see, I was shocked that just by putting this food into my body, I could see such a difference so quickly. So by the end of the 30 days, I had lost 14 pounds and 19 inches, and my husband lost 22 pounds and 23 inches. And we were just blown away by how easy we thought it was compared to other things we had tried. We really didn't feel like we were depriving ourselves. Our cravings diminished, which was huge because most traditional diets that we've tried, we always had we still wanted all the bad stuff, and we just were you just feel deprived. We felt miserable. So during our first 30 days of isogenics, it was just totally different. So I just started sharing just with everyone, all my friends, because I really couldn't believe the results we were getting and how good we felt. So that is my story in a nutshell of how I got into isogenics and have remained. I've been doing isogenics for 7 months now. But I'd like to tell you why we actually need isogenics. What is going on in today's in our world, and why we need something like isogenics. So we have got a health crisis. 1 in 2 people will develop cancer, and in the 1950s, it was 1 in 12. 1 in 3 million women will be diagnosed with breast cancer, and that's a 30% increase in the last 25 years. Diabetes, thyroid, autoimmune diseases are on the rise. Growing up, we didn't hear about fibromyalgia and gluten intolerance, but it's a part of everyday conversation now. So why are we so sick? Why are we so overweight? Well, our air is polluted. Our water is contaminated. Our food is processed and sprayed with pesticides. We are inundated with toxins on a daily basis. And where are these toxins coming from? They are in our water, our food, our air, our cosmetics, our lotions, our deodorants. You really can't escape them. In 2004, the Red Cross conducted a study that tested a specific group of individuals for toxic chemicals. And what they found was over 200 chemicals in their bloodstream that have been banned for over 30 years. So who do you think this test group would be? Senior citizens, baby boomers. It was actually the cord blood of newborn infants. So the toxins attached from mother to the child is one of 2 reasons, according to Newsweek and Time magazine, that this generation of kids being born today, right now, will not outlive their parents for the first time. So toxins are making us sick, and they can also make us overweight. The body has a defense mechanism, and when a toxin or impurity enters your bloodstream and your body doesn't recognize it, takes a little bit of the fat, wraps around that toxin, encapsulating it, and stores it somewhere away from your vital organs. On men, this tends to show up in the belly area, and on women, unfortunately, it shows up just about everywhere. For most of us, we're carrying around 5 to 20 pounds of toxic fat, and toxic fat can be very hard to lose because it's there as a defense mechanism to protect us. So what do we do to lose stubborn fat? How many times have you heard someone say, I'm eating all the right things, I'm doing all the right things, but I'm still not losing weight, or I still don't have energy? This happens all the time. And so what do? We go on a diet. And there are so many diets out there. There's Slim Fast, Atkins, Weight Watchers. And all these diets have something in common. Most of them deprive your body of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs every day in order to build healthy cells. So this process of going on some of these diets is starving our bodies of nutrition. And we need nutrition in order to build out these cells and rejuvenate. So what happens when we go on these diets? We shrink in size and we become a smaller person, but we don't get rid of the toxins. We're not getting to the root of the matter. And what happens when someone goes off these diets? The weight comes back, sometimes worse than we were when we started. So one of the things that we need to introduce into our lifestyle, and not our diet, but our lifestyle, is nutritional cleansing. And this is where it's different. And nutritional cleansing is about removing toxins and impurities from our cells, and as a result, we can release toxic fat. We want to maintain our fat loss and to build lean muscle. So in order to do that, we have to give the body nourishment. We have to give the body vitamins and minerals and the protein that it needs. Right now, obesity is absolutely an epidemic, and it actually contributes to over 300,000 deaths per year in the U.S. Right now, more than 80% of people in the U.S. are overweight. That's 500 million, and it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse. But the kicker is obesity is related to over 20 diseases that are preventable. And heart disease, diabetes, stroke, osteoarthritis, depression, all of these can be managed with good nutrition. So nutrition is going to be the new healthcare, and that's where Isagenix fits in. This is why we need this system. Isagenix is a superfood. It's actually an entire grocery store of superfood, and it has a whole body cellular cleanse that comes with it. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about the products, the three core products for this program. And the first one I'd like to share is the Isoline Shake. This is very different than a shake you might take off the shelf at GNC. This is undenatured New Zealand whey protein. And why would we go all the way to New Zealand for protein? Because New Zealand bans the use of herbicides, pesticides, and antibiotic injections into their livestock. They don't treat their food that way. This is the cleanest protein you can find. Undenatured refers to how it is processed because it is so clean. It can be processed in a way that leaves live enzymes. It has not been pasteurized, and there are no artificial ingredients added. And live enzymes do two things for you. They aid in your body's ability to absorb nutrients and absorb this protein. So when you take a shelf off GNC, it says 20 grams of protein. Most of the time, you're only getting about half that because it's going through your digestive tract faster than you can absorb it. The live enzymes and the Isoline shakes help you absorb that protein. And what you're going to notice is, and start to see, is a change in your body composition. But live enzymes do something else to the body. They can help to alkalize the body. They help bring the body to an alkaline state. And it's like putting your body into a clean room environment, and it can at that point operate at its most efficient. So what you'll start to notice after being on these shakes, even after days, weeks, you're going to notice a change in your metabolism and increase in energy because your body is actually absorbing more of the nutrients in this food as a result of the live enzymes. And for those that may be vegan or vegetarian, we also have a dairy-free Isoline shake that is a plant-based pea protein. So if you have dairy allergies or are lactose intolerant, you can most definitely benefit from this food as well. The second product I'd like to talk about, which is what the company was founded on, is called Cleanse for Life. Cleanse for Life is a natural way to help support your body's cleansing and replenishing needs. And I want to back up and say, in Isagenix, we have shake days and we have cleanse days. So we're talking about the Cleanse for Life product and actually the cleanse portion of the program. But Cleanse for Life helps the body cleanse every single cell in the body. It's not a liver cleanse or a kidney cleanse, and this is not a colon cleanse. It's not a laxative or a diuretic. It's not anything that will keep you from going to work or embarrass you in front of your friends. Cleanse for Life floods the body with nutrition while your digestive system takes a break when you're on these cleanse days. It has more than 100 nutrients and vitamins and minerals to help support the body's vital functions and immune system. And you will experience a boost in your mental and physical energy. You will notice an increase in your body's endurance. I'm actually on a 2-day cleanse right now, and most people, they just think they're going to be worn out, and, everyone's different. But I have to say I have more energy on cleanse days than I would ever have imagined. So it's definitely something you have to experience. But the last product I want to share with you is the Ionic Supreme. And I want you to think of it, Ionics, as like a thermostat. So when it's too hot in your house, the thermostat cools everything off. When it's too cold, it warms everything up. Ionics helps to bring your body into balance, and it helps your body combat stress. And what does stress do to your body? It wears and tears it down. It can also make us gain weight or hold on to weight. So when you're stressed, your adrenal gland produces cortisol, which causes you to put weight right in that stomach area. Ionic Supreme helps your body to combat the stress, and it has over 200 special sourced ingredients to nourish the body and to help you build strength and energy. It's supercharged branched-chain amino acids that aid in muscle recovery. Athletes love this because they bounce back faster from their workouts. This is one of my favorite products. It's something that I notice with my workouts. I'm just not as sore the next day. You'll notice a change in your energy, and you'll get the best night's sleep on this product. Like I was saying, I used to wake up at least 4 times a night, and that went on for years. It was just like my routine. And now I sleep soundly through the night, and that literally started within a couple of days of starting this system. So there are many wonderful products in the Isagenix line, but the overall goal is to ensure that your body is getting the vitamins and minerals it needs every day in order to build healthy cells. And according to doctors, you need a minimum of 60 vitamins and minerals every single day to build these healthy cells. And these are nutrients that your body cannot make. They have to come from food and supplements in what you're eating. So now that we've learned a little bit about the 3 core products of Isagenix and how Isagenix plays a role in our life, and why it's something that we need and why it's different than so many other programs out there, I want to turn over to a good friend of mine, Erin Brauer. Erin, if you're there.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We went to college. I can hear you. Erin and I went to together. Yep. Can you hear me?
I am here.
Okay. Erin and I went to college together, and we swam on the swim team there. So, Erin, if you will please share your story with us. Welcome.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone, and thanks for having me on the call. And as Adrienne mentioned, Adrienne and I met our freshman year in college, and we swam together at ECU, so Adrienne and I have known each other for a long time. And before I start with my story, I do need to start off by saying and putting a disclaimer out there because I'm going to be mentioning a lot of medical issues that I've had, and I do need to say that Isagenix is not a drug. It does not claim to treat, cure, or prevent anything. And so with me saying all these different medical issues, we cannot say that Isagenix is the reason for that. When I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. Not really sure why, other than I just have bad genes, I guess. And so that was always just there, and I was not put on any medication at the time because I was so young. But I was a swimmer my whole life, and ended up swimming through college. And when I was a junior in college, when I was 20, I did get put on medication at that time just because they felt like I was old enough to be able to put on medication. And so being a college athlete, I never had to worry about my weight. I basically have always been able to eat what I wanted and when I wanted, and I swam it all off. And basically lived off of bagels and Weight Watcher Smart One meals. I've always liked those. I wasn't really using them to gain weight, but I always liked them. And again, I would say during college was not the best eater, but again, I never had to worry about my weight, so I didn't really think too much about it. After college and pretty much through my adulthood, I had always continued to exercise. Again, I probably had gained a little bit of weight, but I never worried too much about it. I've always been a very energetic person. I have always exercised and basically never thought too much about what was going on the inside of my body, because on the outside I was muscular and very in shape, and I looked pretty good. So when I was 29, I was diagnosed with the BRCA1 gene, which is linked to breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And at that time, I did have a double mastectomy. And when I was 33, I went ahead and did the full hysterectomy to prevent the ovarian cancer. And basically, 30 minutes later, after having the surgery, my body was thrown into full-blown menopause. And within 4 weeks, I had gained 10 pounds. Pretty much was in disbelief of what was going on with my body, thought maybe it was just from the surgery and I hadn't been able to work out as much. Once I had recovered, I basically went back to my regular workout routine, and at this point in my life, I will say I had kind of stopped the bagels and Smart One meals because I had smartened up since college and knew that that was not the healthiest way to go. So I had eaten pretty well, since my college days. After the hysterectomy and basically seeing how it was wreaking havoc on my body, I decided I really needed to change up my workout routine, which for all these years basically consisted of me running a couple miles, 4 or 5 times a week. And so I decided to join a gym, and I lived at the gym. I was there 6 days a week. I decided to do spin classes and Zumba classes, Pilates, aqua aerobics. Don't make fun of it. It's actually a very good workout. And I did continue to run. And with all that, I continued to gain weight. I went back to Weight Watchers. I did it online, counted my points. I did the Beachbody workouts. I just tried to do something different because I knew that my running that I had done for all those years just wasn't enough at this point. And when I went back to the doctor and told him that I could not get this weight off, they didn't really say much other than, you know what, you're pretty healthy. Just keep working out and eat well and be happy that I was healthy, because, they're dealing with people that are cancer patients and are dying. So basically I was just someone who had gained some weight, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Over the last 3 years, I had gained 40 pounds. And yes, I had been working out this whole entire time. And I didn't know what else to do. My doctor at the time told me that he could put me on a depression medication to see if that could help with weight loss, because sometimes that's a side effect. And at that time, I said, no, I'm not depressed. And I was angry that my body was not behaving the way I wanted it to, but I was already on blood pressure medication. I had started having some anxiety issues, and I was now on anxiety medication for that. And I did not want to be on any other medication. And because of my blood pressure, I was always very concerned about what I put into my body, because I was always worried about my heart. So I basically settled on the fact that this was my new body. And as much as I wasn't thrilled about it, I was going to just move on with life and accept who I was. Adrienne and I had been friends since college, and we had always talked, and she always knew about my struggles. We would talk to each other about our anxiety issues. And she called me one day in April and asked me to do some crazy nutritional program with her, and I told her no. And again, because I have high blood pressure, I was very nervous to do anything like that, never had before. So she told me it was all natural, and I just told her to go ahead and do it without me because I wasn't going to do it. And during the months that she was doing it, I did take this to my cardiologist. He had looked at it. He had said he had heard of the program before, and he looked at it and said there wasn't anything bad in it, and he said give it a try and see what it can do. So I did start the program myself on May 7th. I made my husband and my sister do it with me. Our other friend from college, Samin, too, Cindy, did it with me, and we had a great time doing it together. It made us accountable, number one. We had a great time texting each other every day. We drove Adrienne crazy with our 100 questions, but she led us through the whole first 30 days, and in 30 days, I flushed out 17 pounds of fat. And my husband flushed out 20 pounds of fat. Cindy had lost 10 pounds. And we all just didn't know what was going on and could not believe what was going on. And I will also say that during this time, I stopped going to the gym 6 days a week. I decided that I was going to 100% commit myself to this, and I would still go for walks, and I would go run every now and again, but I was not doing what I was doing before. And I continued to lose 12 pounds the next month, and lost a little bit more from there each month, and I am now down 46 pounds. The last couple of months, I haven't lost any weight. I pretty much have maintained. I'm basically back to where I was. I went to the cardiologist 3 weeks ago, and he had asked me if I had looked at my blood work that I had just been given, and he said basically my cholesterol had gone down, my triglycerides, everything had gone down. It was amazing. And he took me off my blood pressure medication that I have been on for 16 years. And he told me that this was the biggest transformation he had ever seen in such a short amount of time. And this was all done without depriving myself and with loading my body full of this nutrition and not working out like a crazy person either. I want to mention that my whole family does Isagenix. My parents started this at the end of May after we were a couple weeks in. They have lost weight. They've gained lean muscle. My sister, who started this with me, had chronic fatigue. She is a whole new person now and has more energy than she ever has before in her life. My son, who is on ADHD medication, when I took him for his physical at the end of July, they listed him as failure to thrive. He had not gained a pound the whole year because of the medication. And I finally, after 3 months, got him started drinking the shakes, and he gained 6 pounds in 6 weeks. So this program truly is for every single person. Yes, this was, for me, a weight loss story. I always do make sure to tell people that this is not a weight loss program, although it is a fantastic side effect from it. And this really has completely changed my life, physically, medically. I'm a pretty outgoing person, and when I like something, I will shout it from the rooftops, and I make sure that every person I run into knows about Isagenix. If Adrienne had never shared this with me, I would still be where I was 5 months ago, 40 pounds overweight, working out like a crazy person every day. And my family would, be overweight and be tired all the time. I will also throw in there that my husband had a heart attack 2 weeks after we started the program. And, of course, I will tell you I was very skeptical and brought all my Isagenix stuff to the emergency room. I was about to blame it all on Isagenix because I thought it was just some crazy program with chemicals. And the emergency room nurse looked at me and she said, "We know this program. This is just nutrition, and he needs to keep doing this." And so, again, I can't say enough about this program. And for those of you that are just starting or have already started or are thinking of starting, this is the most amazing program and something that you'll do for the rest of your life. And for those of you that have been doing this for a long time and haven't shared this with people, I really feel that it is our obligation to tell people about this because it really is changing lives and is really an amazing program. And again, I will just end this with Isagenix doesn't cure, treat, or prevent anything, but when you put this great nutrition in your body performs to be the miracle it was designed to be. So it's really been an awesome journey.
Wow, Erin, thank you so much. Such an awesome story, and I love how your entire family has benefited from this as well. So inspiring, from your husband to your son and your mom and dad and your sister. And as Erin said, this program is always more fun to do with friends, keeps you accountable, do with family members. We call them cleanse buddies. So, if you're thinking about doing this, get some friends to join you. And we always encourage you to get back with your enrolling sponsor, ask them any questions that you may have, you're still thinking about, and see how you can get started on this program today. We do have a business opportunity call tomorrow night, so if you want to join us, you can also ask the person that sent you to this call for that number. And thanks so much, Erin, for sharing your story, and thank you, everyone, for joining in tonight. Hope you have a good night. Bye-bye.